anyways, this is my project. I'm running it right now. It's called Television Simulator 99. It's a single page application web page that runs, it's running in Svelte, the Svelte.js framework. And what it does is it allows you to basically recreate an old school, or a new school actually, but like originally it was an old school analog TV. And you can use configuration files to like define your channel lineup. You can download this yourself. You can like host it on the web if you want to like make a hosted version, or if you just want to use it for yourself. And there's a lot of different effects, but I'll just kind of show it. So I'm on channel 2 right now. If I go to channel 1, then you can see like that's just a little bumper that I made. It'll play in between videos. But basically, what exactly is this? It's a simulation of an, and I used PowerPoint 97 to like make all these slides to make sure they were period accurate, to try to make sure that everything actually looks like it was made during this time, but you don't need to. If you're using it, you can do whatever you want. But it's a simulation of a TV tuner, a receiver, a TV screen, and a cable head end, which is like all the hardware that controls what videos you'd see like at a cable central office, all in one. And the original version I made in about a night, just because I had stumbled upon videos of people channel surfing back in the 1990s and the 1980s, and I was like, you know, these look really cool. I like these old school TV channels. I remember watching them and stuff, and I remember like how much fun it was to see like old Barker channels, or what they were called. So it was like just a computer that was running something, usually a Commodore Amiga back in the day, or a Windows 98 computer, running something that would just run all the time, like a simulated TV guide channel or something like that. I mean, I guess it wasn't simulated back then, that was what it was. And I made this version of this program. This is version 1, and it's running in an iframe right now. It just kind of, it wasn't all that good, but it was good enough. And I published this out there, and I said, hey, you know, this is the program, this is Television Simulator, and people started cloning it on GitHub, and they started forking it on GitHub, and they started like changing it and stuff, and I was like, hey, you know, they wanted to put other stuff on this TV that I had simulated, and I thought, you know, how about I see if I can make it easier for people to do that. And so, version 2, as I said, I rewrote it in Svelte. I made it as a static HTML page. You write a YAML configuration file, and just recently I made it so you can validate it, like validate all your YAML to make sure it's right. But you write everything in YAML, and you just run it. You download the program, program's free, you just host it. This is what it looks like. So, like, this is the presentation that's being run right now. And so you can see, like, you know, it's just an iframe. You can run it from here. So it's like, you know, this is all the configuration that it takes to do this for yourself. You can see how everything's written. I got a lot of documentation. You can plug in streams from other places, YouTube channels, weather channels. You can put in lots and lots and lots of stuff. And so, like, this is the program guide as I rewrote it. And, like, these are all the different visual effects. Like, if you turn off the scan lines, you turn off the picture noise, you turn off the blur, the shadow mask, and all the other stuff. I mean, this is what's actually underneath all of that. And you use CSS layers. So I have like a layer on top of here that does scan lines, another one that does picture noise. It's kind of hard to see on, you know, from this far away. But and then you got a blur. You enable a shadow mask. You can change what type of shadow mask to use. So like you can do an aperture grill. So like if you have like an old Sony, or if you have a slot mask or a dot mask, different types of analog TV screens. And then if you add on, you know, more and more stuff like bezels, you can have like a flat bezel for Sony. You can have no bezels, or the cylindrical one like the TV over there in the demo room. And so this is another version of the exact same thing. These TV guides, you can choose to integrate external stuff like XML TV listings. You can like have it load up what's actually on TV. You can download months and months of data and parse it through like an external program, but right now it's basically just showing what is on this TV right now. And you can customize everything. Like if you want to change the messages down there on the ticker, you can. If you want to change what's up above, you can. If you want the guide to be full screen, you don't want any images, you can do that. You can customize the colors, you can do everything. So the technologies that are in play here, we have HTTP live streaming, web radio, host it using Docker, and then that Nginx proxy manager is still probably the best tool I think I've ever used as far as getting all this stuff done, because each channel has its own subdomain on my stack, and you can set it up really complicated or really easy, but all depends. Right now, this is the documentation I've got. This is on Notion. If you join the, let's see, there's a Slack link there, which if you join that, you can find all the stuff. I'll be putting up all the links on my Slack eventually. But it has all the documentation. You have static images, slideshows, program guide, weather channels, a visualizer, like if you've ever seen Winamp's Milk Drop plugin, I've got a version of that running. I've got cores from RetroArch. If you've ever played any emulators, you can plug that in. You can like connect a gamepad up and play video games through it. You can connect it to a real remote, so you can like over there I have it like as a keyboard wedge for a remote, so you can use it on a real TV with a real remote. Some of my users actually put this into a cable box, and like they asked me, hey, can you make it? Oh, good, yeah. Can you make it so that you can control LEDs and show like the channel numbers and stuff? So all that's the way that it works. And technically, I just use a bunch of CSS and a bunch of layers. I use Svelte to make it reactive. You can actually use a remote. So like if I had it set up, I could use a remote using WebRTC. You just pair it up with your phone. It's just a web page, and you can control it from your phone. You can plug in like videos in progress. So I captured some stuff from Falls Park. If you go to gcpw.org/tvs, you can get started. That's that page. You just click on releases and you can get it. Chat room, you go get to the Slack. It's free for any stuff. Right now I haven't open sourced it, but I probably will. And it might be like open core or something. I might have like a commercial side of it later, but all the stuff that for personal use, it's always going to be like free to use for anything that you want. Test patterns, grids for calibrating your TV, your local weather channel forecast if it loads, hopefully it will. Yeah, there it goes. So that's like actually right here. It determines, uses your geolocation to determine all the stuff. And you can put all sorts of different things in. I've got like other channels playing here, but yeah, essentially that's what the program is, and it's free to use. So if anybody wants to join the Slack and get involved, you can basically go and download it.
My boy.